Thank you. Awesome. So it could be Justin Bieber, it could be anybody for that matter. It doesn't matter who we decide to talk about. It's all about the shoes. It's all about what's happening here. Now, which article of footwear does it say nothing about in all those bullets? What do you put in last, Shannon? Dress shoes. Yeah, dress shoes is the last thing. It mentions nothing about it. So you do everything else, and then dress shoes is how many you have left.
For PowerPoint presentations, I often embed links which are more interactive for the class. And I especially like investigating this link from my Ku Klux Klan PowerPoint. We like to bring everything to the present day as well, so it's relevant. So in this case, my link is to the Southern Poverty Law Center website. They monitor the hate groups every year that are active in America. So if we click on that link, it brings us to their interactive website where the kids can click on any state and see the list of the hate groups that are active for the past year.
So what this is kind of like a mini quiz, ungraded of course. And kids can come up to the board and take a look at the Greek temple and the main components of it, the main architectural components, and click and drag the components to where the arrows are. So the pediment is there. And then they can check their work by clicking on the globe link, and up comes an example of a pediment, and it happens to be the archives of the US, which is nice because they can see correlations from the ancient world to the modern world. We can go back here. We could do the steps. That's wrong. The steps called the Style of 8. Let's go there. Double check our work. Sure enough, we have the actual steps. And then students can also tell whether they got something wrong. So if they choose an ionic column, or capital rather, when they click, this is a Doric column, they can see when they've made a mistake as well. So it's kind of a neat little interactive tool. There are many opportunities for kids to come up to the board and play around with a smartboard and learn this.
A couple ways I use it in accounting class. Number one, as we're going through a lesson, I may use it to check for understanding. So I'll have a mini quiz like this one and call a student or a couple students up to the board, and just to check for understanding, they could kind of answer the questions that are up here. When they're done with it, there's a link and they can check their answers there, and we can discuss as a class if need be further. The second way that we use it that really engages students is either homework problems or sample problems in class. I'll have the student come up to the board and they can actually complete the problem on the board and go through it with the class. And so for this one they can enter the transaction here, and as they're doing it, again, I can check for understanding as they're explaining to their peers on how to do the problem, or alternatively, I can have a student come up here and the class can work collaboratively to help the person at the board complete the problem as well.
Prior to the smartboards, when we had something that the kids had to do on the graphing calculator, we had to orally tell them what to do and walk around and make sure that everyone had everything inputted properly into their calculator. Now with the software that we have and the graphing calculator emulators, we're able to project it up onto the smartboard so that the data can be presented, the kids can see it as we work. The key sequences can be seen on the calculator, so if I push the 8, the 8's going to highlight, the kids know exactly what button to push, so they're right there with me. With the software we can go over and see the key history and things like that. But it's a way that they can keep up and time is managed much more efficiently in the classroom than prior to, where we would spend a lot of time walking around and fixing errors